Hard Knock Football League. It's your man, Mr. Beazle, B-E-Z-I-L, Mr. Beazle, B-E-Z-I-L on YouTube. Please check out my videos. AKA The Unit, part of the league, Hard Knock Football League, hashtag HKF. Sorry, I just wrote down like a whole booklet of playoff possibilities. Like, my hands hurt right now doing it. But we're up to the moment, guys. 2 weeks left. And trust me, if y'all don't know how tight this race is right now, there is not a lot of guarantees with a lot of people on where they're going to be right now, what position they're in right now. There's no guarantee you'll be at that position when the season ends. There's no guarantee you will be at that seed when the position ends. There's no guarantee you will win a division. Well, at least one team will definitely know. But everybody else, there's no guarantee where you might be at the end of week. Was it 16? No, 14? 14. Next week is 14, right? 13, 12. 13. All right, so yeah. Anyway, so there's no guarantees, okay? So, again, I just wrote all this, so I'm not going to go through all the scores of Week 12. I will give props to one team, Malcavelli franchise. Great win. Great comeback win. And to win by 1 point like that, depended on one wide receiver to give you 2 touchdowns like that, is all you needed. You know, so that's a great victory for you. It keeps you in the race. If you'd have lost that game, you might have had to be worrying like a couple other teams right now. But you got the victory. You pulled off that victory over Bullet Club. Congratulations to the unit. That's me. Team Dynasty, congratulations. You brought yourself right back. What you always do. You always bring yourself right back at the end, and you end up letting somebody down. And right now, there's one team that's probably sweating his ass off. Congratulations to DPG. It seems like you win every fucking week. Congratulations to 5 Feet of Fairy. Your victory, currently now you're the leader of the NFC. So, I mean, can't beat that, you know? Definitely cannot beat that. Right now, you're currently the leader. No promises if you're keeping it, but currently, we have 2 brothers that are leading both divisions, guys. I don't know, man. It's a little shaky. I don't know how y'all feel. I feel some sort of way. Like, especially people in the NFC. This is Steven's first season here. Why is he ahead of all of y'all? Y'all been in this league so long. Why is he ahead of all of y'all? Anyway. I just had to put that out. That's not even written. That just came to my head right now that both the Faris brothers are leading the whole league. Like, serious. They could actually go 1 and 2 in the playoffs if they do things right. Well, DPG is already, yeah, okay. Anyway, so congratulations to all the winners. I'm gonna go through the playoff possibilities right now because it's so long. Pause. For those that know when the pause comes out. I wrote a lot, so I'm trying to still go through it fast, but I wrote a lot, so it's like it makes no sense for me to go through all the scores. Like, y'all seen the damn scores. I don't need to go through the scores. But like I said, great victories to the ones that won, Unit, Dynasty, DPG, Fury, and Franchise. And the ones that lost, you know, if you don't know by now, I'll break it down to every single team why you need this win. All right, so right now, currently, I'm going by right now, the seeds of right now. The first seed, Devil's Playground. His last 2 games is against Team Clark Kent and Bullet Club. Devil's Playground, you could actually be the spoiler by beating Kent right now. No, that's just real talk. You could end up being a spoiler for his season. But as of the Devil Playground team, he pretty much has clinched the first seed. Win or lose the two last games, he's gotten it. He's got it. You know, and just to let y'all know before I even continue, I know before some leagues, some teams, some seasons, it was off the .4 was the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker this year is head-to-head matchups. Now, I know that some of y'all have actually played each other 2 times. So some of the matchups might, if it did end up being a tie, I think it would probably move on to .4. I think that's how it works. After if you're tied, if at the end of the season you have the same record, it's probably going to move to .4. So just letting you know, like that's how it's probably going to work. All right, so that's in the Devil's Playground. He pretty much has sealed up the he's clinched the AFC division, and he's pretty much win or lose. I mean, I know he's going to try and win, but you know, just letting you know, you win, you might be a huge spoiler. So to a certain team. So second seed, 5 Feet of Fury. Their 2 last games are all in the unit. Right now, they are tied with the Ravens at 7-5. You only have the lead, because you beat him last week. Like with that victory, ended up doing great for you because y'all were actually battling for the leader of that division. So as long as you win both games, you pretty much can win the division and keep the second seed. But if you lose, and like I said, and the Ravens wins, then you might be in trouble of dropping down. And also, if there's a chance, you know, the records are so close that Bullet Club franchise win, and you might drop. You might really drop. Anybody can move up in that division in NFC right now. Right now you're 7-5. They're 6-6. You lose, you be 7-6, and they can be 7-6. Now there's an issue right now. Now let's say they both win. Now you got 3 teams at 7-6, and now the Ravens has a chance of winning the thing, and you could drop all the way down, like way down, might as close as the 7th seed. You never know how things may go. That's why you got to take it real serious to win both these leagues. I mean, both these 2 last games. All right. And this goes for everybody. Like I said, and my next thing is for the 3rd seed right now, the unit. Last 2 games is the franchise versus franchise and Fury. I would have to win both games. The unit would have to win both games to just stay at the 2nd seed. If there is a chance of him losing, and Tampa 2 wins, there's a chance he can take the 3rd seed. And especially because unit lost to Tampa 2 in week 8. So, like I said, things is on head-to-head matchups. What the fuck is that? So, anyway. So anything can happen. The unit loses. Tampa wins. He can move up to the 3rd seed, and the unit can drop all the way down to the 6th seed. You know, it can happen like that. Anything can happen. I could be comfortably at the 3rd seed right now and drop all the way to the 6th. So the wins and losses are very important this week. Like, you may think maybe the last week may be important. No, this week right now is very important because I can drop and never come back. You know, the unit can drop and never come back up. You know what I mean? Because everybody else has like right now, granted, 8-4, but still anything can happen, you know? Like if I lose the last 2 games, I could be in trouble. Focus. All right. Next one. Same thing. 4th seed, Tampa 2. Last 2 games are the Ravens and the Kent. That's why this Tampa 2 and Ravens game is very important in this week. Because whatever happens in that game can change a lot. You know what I mean? He plays the Ravens and he plays Kent. And again, we also in the last week he could play Kent, and that can be very important. A lot of things can happen in that game. If there's a chance that he can win and the unit lose, there's a chance he can move up. But if you lose to Ravens, you can actually drop to 5th or you can drop the 7th, pending on who wins and loses between any of the other teams. So that's just one of the ifs, ands, and ors of what may happen with what's going on. Like I said, a loss can drop you very far down. You can go from being comfortable at 4 and now dropping to 7. So things like that can happen. 5th seed, ENY Ravens. Last 2 games, again, Tampa 2 versus All In. I tell you, that game is important. They are like right behind each other, and whoever wins is moving up. You know what I mean? Like Ravens can take Tampa's spot, or again, Tampa can take Unit's spot, and Ravens can Ravens could actually move up to 3 if he wins, actually. But if he beats Tampa, he can right now push himself up to 4th seed. If Unit loses, he can actually push himself up to 3rd seed. Or if Ferry loses, he can actually push us up to 2nd seed. So, with one victory and a couple losses, you can either go 4th, 3rd, or 2nd that quick. And imagine if you win both games, you can go from being right now in 5th seed to winning the whole NFC division. This is how close these records are. But if you lose, you may drop a whole lot, guys, pending on how the other teams do. So like I said, I'm gonna keep pushing it. Victories are very important, but I know we're in the thing where somebody has to lose and somebody has to win. So that's why all this stuff is gonna be very technical. The 6th seed is BX Bullet Club. The last 2 games are Dynasty and DPG. Like I said, a victory will give you chances to move up, and you also could save Clark Kent's playoff things if it's a chance he loses. But you being in the 6th seed, if you lose, you could actually drop to the 7th seed, pending on what franchise does, pending on what whoever else drops, and they might have beat you early in the season. You could drop to the 7th seed. So victories are very important. Like I said, you'll be able to save a team. Like if they win, they'll be able to save a team, and you can save yourself basically. This is you ain't supposed to look out for each other like that either. But it's just your wins can look out for other people's teams. All right, and the 7th seed, Machiavelli franchise, last 2 games, the Unit, Dynasty. Franchise, you win and other teams lose, you can actually move up. Probably mess around, you can probably be 4th, all the way from 7th. Like things like this could happen. 4th, you move up. You can move up a lot. But if you lose and Dynasty keeps winning, this could be an interesting thing for the last 2 seeds, all with a 6 and 8 record. Just got to be careful, man. Make sure you put your best team out, because it'd be very interesting to watch Kent Dynasty and the franchise really battling like this. So, good luck to both of y'all. Good luck to all 3 of y'all, actually. All right, so now this is when it really gets interesting. The 8th seed and the seed that's out of the bubble but tied with the 8th seed. The 8th seed is Team Clark Kent. Last 2 games are DPG, Tampa 2. Clark Kent, these are must-wins for you just to stay in the playoffs. Even if, not only are they must-wins, but there's a chance that your wins can even put you in 7th seed. You know what I mean? Like that's how close y'all are. Y'all 1 game away from each other. Not 1 game, I'm sorry. But you're 2 games away from franchise, basically. But for you to get both these wins, it can push you up all the way to the 7th seed by the end of the season. And you won't have to think about even getting bumped out of the playoffs. But if you lose, Dynasty must win, and Dynasty might win, then it might get interesting. And honestly, you have a tough task. I honestly say your last 2 weeks are kind of interesting. But even though, DPG and Tampa 2, even though you did beat Tampa 2 in week 4, so it's doable, you know what I mean, for your team. You actually did have a victory over this team. So, and you never know. Like I said, DPG has 2 losses, so that means he can lose. It's not like he can't lose. So, you just got to put your best team out. Don't embarrass yourself, guy. Get bumped out of the playoffs after being comfortably in the playoffs. So, but best of luck to you. All right, and the last team, which I call the bubble team right now, even though they're tied with Tampa, with Clark Kent, is Team Dynasty. Last 2 games are Bullet Club and Franchise. Can you believe that Clark Kent, your BFF, could be the reason you get bumped out of the playoffs? just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. But for the Dynasty, these are must wins, and Kent has to lose for you to get into the playoffs. That's basically it. Like, you're good at, and that's one thing I always will say, you're always good at pulling these type of things off. You've done this in a couple years. You've done this in baseball. You've out of nowhere, you just popped out of nowhere and just started destroying people. Like, not destroying people, but getting the victories to get you where you need to be. So, but you need to get you have these must wins. You have to beat the Bullet Club. You have to beat Franchise. Because even if, let's say even if you lose these 2 last games and Kent loses his 2 last games, he would stay in just because of the head-to-head matchup that y'all had with each other, that he got the victory. So he would win overall on that. So this is something going to really have to, like, this, and this what makes it interesting. That's what I like about this. So these are the great thing. Sorry, Mark, it's the morning. I apologize. But this is the great thing about having these 2 weeks left. Well, you know what I mean? Because nobody's comfortable. Well, besides DPG, a loss from any 8 other teams right now can change a lot. Nobody's safe, especially with the NFC division leader and especially with the AFC 3rd seed. There's no guarantee who's holding that down as long as you don't make sure you get your wins. So I want to wish y'all good luck, man. Again, I hope y'all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I enjoyed mine after enough needed rest. People killed me, man, in life. But I want to wish y'all best luck. This is the 2 weeks. This is when it gets exciting. Then the playoffs come and oh my God, getting closer to that belt and the money. Remember, first place $300, second place $150, third place $50. Just in case you didn't remember. All right? Hard Knocks Football League, hashtag HKF. Good luck to everybody Sunday. Well, actually, today's the game. But, well, yeah, today's Thursday morning, just to let you know when I record it. But good luck to y'all from Thursday to Sunday. May the best teams win. Watch the injuries. Watch the benchings. Watch all that. Just read all the injury reports. And please do not go by ESPN. I don't care how many times I got to tell y'all. They are the most slacking ass fucking site in the world when it comes to updating injury reports. They will literally tell you when the game starts that this guy's not playing. Like, it's shit like that. Like, do your homework. Look through the website. Like, I got my other league that gives, again, I give them much props. Because they give all the articles from every newspaper and break things down so that we'll know what's going on, who's not at practice, who didn't, why they not in practice. Is it because they want to rest them or because they're really injured? No, just be careful. These 2 last weeks are important, guys. Please do your homework on all your players to make sure they're A1. So, let the holla at y'all, Mr. Beazle on YouTube. Hard Knocks Football League. Greatest league out here, man. We'll talk later on what the future beholds of. I'll holla at y'all, man. Later.